Public school versus Christian school versus homeschool. What does the Bible say? I'm not sure if you are in the heart of your school years, if you're a teenager watching this video right now, if you're a parent considering a school for your kid, listening to this on the radio or on a podcast. That's a big question, though. What is the best option for a committed Christian? Let me give you a fun backstory. When I first met my future wife, Kim, back in 1999, we were freshmen at the same Bible college. As our relationship got serious, we used to have these dates that would turn into all-out debates about the future education of our yet-to-be-born children. You see, Kim had only gone to Christian school her whole life. From preschool through high school graduation, now on to Bible college, she had only and ever attended Christian school, and she loved it. She loved the fact that in her desk was not just a geometry textbook and a history binder. There was a Bible. There was a hymnal. She loved it that when she was struggling, her teachers could not just give her earthly wisdom and encouragement, but they could pray with her and they could point her back to the cross of Jesus. She loved being surrounded by so many friends who were going to church on Sunday and singing the praises of Jesus in chapel on Monday. She wanted that, of course, for her children to get as much Jesus as possible. And then there was me. I was super committed to my faith in Jesus. I wasn't half in. In fact, I was at that Bible college because I had a passion in my heart to share Jesus Christ with as many people as possible. But that was the first ever Christian school that I had ever attended. And I loved my experience too. In my public school experience, from preschool through high school graduation, I had amazing teachers. I had really intelligent mentors. I had the best of friends. And I had the opportunity to own and mature my faith at a very young age. I couldn't take my Christianity for granted because most of my friends, honestly, weren't following it. Most of them did not go to church every single Sunday. Very few of them had read the Bible cover to cover. I had teachers and close friends who believed in evolution instead of creation, who had different ideas of morality and ethics than I did as a Christian. And so I had to answer these questions. Why do I believe this? Where Kim was just forced to learn what she believed, I had to answer the question, why, in a really urgent way. And that matured me as a Christian. In fact, as I'm filming this message right now in my church office, there's a whole shelf of books here to my left about how to defend the Christian faith. And many of them I purchased way back in those days as I was learning to do it at 15, 16, and 17 years old. So here's what I have to say about the Christian versus homeschool versus public school question. Jesus did not tell us what school to attend, but he said two things in John chapter 17. He was praying the night before his death, and he said this: "My prayer, Father, is not that you take them, the Christians, out of the world, but that you protect them from the evil one. They are not of the world, even as I am not of it. Sanctify them by the truth. Your word is truth." What did Jesus want for you, for your friends, for your siblings, and for your children? Two things: that you would be in this world, but not of this world. That you would be right in the middle of people who don't know, that you wouldn't run from every person who doesn't behave the right way or believe the right thing. That you would rub shoulders with those who need the light of the gospel, who have never even heard the amazing news of Jesus Christ. You'd be in the world, but you wouldn't be of it. You wouldn't behave like this world behaves. You wouldn't conform to the values and priorities of modern culture. Instead, you would be sanctified or set apart by the word of God. These two things, I think, are the tension at the heart of the issue. If you choose a Christian school like my wife did, can you still be in the world? Can you still be rubbing shoulders with people who haven't heard the gospel just yet? Can you still have deep friendships and connections so that you can reach out, share your faith, and let your light shine? That's a challenge for many people in homeschool and Christian school situations. And in a public school situation, you probably have plenty of contexts like that. You go to school every single day with people who don't share your Christian faith. There's Buddhists, and there's atheists and agnostics. There's Wiccans. There's Muslim, all kinds of people. But can you be in that environment and not conform, but instead be sanctified by the word of God? Can you be courageous to speak your faith and to tell the truth without just like giving in and mashing all the different beliefs together and saying that everything is fine? Can you be in the world but not of it? This actually was Jesus' prayer for you. And he had to pray because he knew how hard it would be. It's sometimes much easier to stay in a Christian bubble, to just go to another Bible study, to have more fellowship, even if you don't have any outreach in your life and you haven't shared Jesus in months. And it's also kind of easy to be out in the community, but to kind of compromise your faith, to not stand strong and put Jesus first because you know not everyone in your world will like it. Jesus was praying for me and for you that we would do both things well, the in-reach and the outreach, the fellowship and the evangelism, to be in the world but not of it. That was his prayer for us. And friends, that's my prayer for you. Hey, thanks for listening to Taboo Questions with me, Pastor Mike Novotny. You can find even more questions on timeofgrace.org/taboo questions and in my book entitled Taboo, Topics Christians Should Be Talking About But Don't. Just look for the link in the episode notes.